regresamos con un episodio más de los gorditos, son los que estamos de moda ahorita, tiempo de frío, pues es lo que se antoja, ¿no, Abramo? ¿Tú cómo ves?
Pues sí, está haciendo frío, it's time to snuggle up.
And right now, we decided to change it up. Everything nowadays is in color, but we decided to go black and white today. So what's up? Today, guys, honestly, I wanted to do this podcast, this episode on our YouTube channel because you guys always see my team, you can see myself, but you never see the guy behind the camera. So the guy behind the camera is the one and only Abraham. Tell us a little bit more about yourself.
So I work for a nonprofit organization from Monday. That's my 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. We're helping out the community. We're out there, trying to support our San Isidro. That's the community we work for. As far as this side of the things goes, I've been doing it as a business since 2015.
Okay.
I started doing Club Sevilla in downtown. My cousin Vince, shout out Vinny, and the promoters liked the stuff that I was doing, and they hired me. And they're like, "Hey, you want to do videos for us?" I'm like, "All right, cool."
Now, one of the things you guys have to know, because if you guys ever meet Abe and you call him a photographer, it doesn't work. He doesn't take it very lightly. It's like when I order him just one taco, he gets mad. So, what's the difference, bro? Videographer, photographer, tell me more about that.
It's very similar, right? But I kind of make it like it's like checkers and chess. None of them's any harder or different, but it's similar, right?
You playing chess? You playing checkers, bro?
I don't wanna put down anybody, or I don't wanna say that.
I'm not talking about everybody. I'm talking about you, bro.
I like to play a little bit of both. Because I do the photography side of things.
Right.
But to me, I consider more myself a filmmaker or a videographer, because that's what I love to do. That's the passion. That's where the passion came from.
Right.
It didn't come from the photography side.
So now, you don't just stick to like one niche though, right? Videographers usually, like, if they do weddings, they just do weddings. If they do nightclubs, they just do nightclubs. Mm-hmm. You're pretty spread out.
Yeah, if I start doing one thing only and then I get bored and now the creativity goes out the window. So now I'm just doing things to do, like without, like, it's como siendo, like you're doing the same pizza over and over and over again, right?
Right.
Sometimes you gotta mix in some
change
piña,
it up, yeah.
Hey, piña, that's controversial. But like different types of different flavors.
Right.
So you gotta mix it up. Same thing with me, right? So, I do these, and then sometimes we can do skits, so the creativity comes out. Then I can do some club stuff, and then.
Now, be real. Which one's like the most boring one, bro?
The most boring one.
Watch and say these videos. The ones at the real estate office.
No, I don't consider these boring. I like these because I'm also learning. Because I learn from you too. Like, even though I'm just on the camera and sometimes I'm fixing things, but you're talking, but I'm also paying attention to what you're saying. And you're putting me on game. I don't always tell you.
Yeah.
Sometimes I do because I'll ask questions.
Right.
But you also put me on game, and like, you may not be in the creative world, but you're still creative in what you do and how you do it, and how you treat your team and how you do your thing. So I still learn. So that's still cool to me, and that's still entertaining to me. Okay. I don't know. I don't think I have anything that's really most boring.
Or which one do you dislike doing?
You know what? For a little while, because I was doing them so much, the club stuff started getting boring to me.
Really?
Yeah.
And I would think that you would love that.
Sometimes it's cool, right? Because see, I mean, I'm a single dude. Sometimes you get to chop it up with girls here and there, and
they be asking you for all the selfies and stuff.
They always come into the camera. Like, you can tell the girls always like, "Ooh, there's some that too."
Do they ever hit you with like, "Hey, take a picture and here's my number"?
They'll hit me up with like, "Oh, we're gonna post it. Oh, well, let me follow you." Like,
Got it.
Here and there.
So is that where you turn into like the little sucio and you start DMing him back?
Yo soy niño bueno, Carlos.
Oh, word?
Todo bien, güey. Yo no hago esas cosas.
That's true. I see it. He gets so stressed out, he started pulling his hair out. The whole shebang, man.
Actually came out by itself.
Word? So be honest, bro. Like, what's the craziest thing you've had to record? Ooh, I actually know this one. I know this one.
So there is a little. I don't do these, right? But there's a strip club that hit me up one time.
Okay.
And they asked me to do some videos for them. And I'm like, cool, no, it was nothing crazy.
Did they pay extra?
No, I mean, I give him, the manager of the place was a homie.
He did it for free, guys.
Nah, we don't work for free. We don't
Wait. So did they pay you with money, though?
We got paid with money, but that's not the crazy part.
Okay.
So they're a small. I don't want to shout out the clubs, but they're a small company, a smaller company, but they were owned by a bigger strip club company.
Okay.
One of them is in TJ.
Got it.
The managers in TJ hit up these guys, say, "Hey, the videos are dope. We need some for us. Bring the guy down."
It.
So then I took my boy out there and we went down there. And that's when it got crazy. At one point, I'm recording.
Yeah.
And I'm looking over to my boy, and I'm like, dude, we're not even gonna be able to use this because, like, we're not supposed to use. Yeah, like she's doing too much.
Yeah.
And this thing was huge. I don't know. I'm just saying. It was crazy, dude. Yeah. But I'm still like zooming in. And I'm looking at my boy, dude. We're not gonna use this, but keep filming.
Don't stop.
Ooh, this was like maybe, like 5-6 years ago.
Now, what's the gig you've landed the most money on?
Music videos always do pretty well. Weddings do well. Those are kind of like the biggest ones, like one lump sum.
Right.
Those are the ones.
Do weddings pay more still than the rap videos or the regular music videos?
Yeah, because with the rap videos or music videos, they're more about like that artist and how big they are. If that artist is doing well, then he can.
It's gonna hit.
Right. If they're just coming up and it's like, dude, I got this much, then I try to work under their budget. So the weddings, they have a bigger budget because they know videography is gonna be.
They know it's gonna be pricey.
See.
Now, how are those, bro? Are those cool to do, or are those kind of a challenge? I can see those being a challenge.
They're tiring because you're there from the very beginning cuando se están alistando. All the way to the very end of the night when the party's going and finishing. So you're literally there all day. So that's difficult. But the way I do the weddings is it's not like this was a church and this was this and this. I like to tell the story, so I'll ask the couple. Sometimes it depends on the couple, but sometimes I'll have like the couple write a letter to each other. Yeah. And then day of I'll have them like read it to each other. Right. But also I ask them about like songs that are particularly important to them or that mean something to them or shows that they watched or movies that they were like that mean something to them. Right. So then when I'm doing my editing, I'll pop those in there.
No, is the challenge actually doing the recording and the angles, or would you say it's the editing where you spend most of the time?
The recording is the physical part, right? And you're being creative there with the different shots, different angles. So it's more of the fast pace. The editing part is where you tell your story, where you put the story together. You have all the puzzles.
You piece everything back together.
And that's where like the funnest part. Like I just did an engagement one from this. It's a couple that do Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. Yeah, and I hunted down all their pictures on Instagram. Yeah. And I stalked them and picked up some videos.
You're good at that, bro.
Yeah, I had to because of the video.
No, at the stalking part.
Oh no, that was my back in the day. So I got all their stuff and then I put it in the video. So when he proposes to her, I do like a little little segment or whatever. And I throw him in there, and the guy called me, el muchacho. Yeah. And he was like, man, dude, you made me cry, bro. That was a special. I didn't think you were gonna throw those in there. It was cool.
So if I'm all about giving it back, right? Yeah. And biggest part, most people, bro, when they think about a photographer, videographer, they think the biggest expense is the camera. Would you say that's so?
But see, the camera, that's probably one of the best because you want the best of the best.
Now, that's the most expensive part, but what is the biggest challenge when it comes to the business side of it?
The business side of it, I think maybe, especially when you're starting off, is knowing how to get out there and how to network. Okay. I think network will get you to places that even the talent won't get you, because you can get somebody who networks really good, but then they're not as talented as this guy that sucks at networking, but nobody knows him. But he's dope.
He's good, but nobody knows about him, so how they're gonna know he's good.
Exactly.
Now, one of the biggest things that's crazy to me, bro, I know so many videographers out there, and they know all the marketing piece, but then they never do it. Then you look up their page and I know videographers that don't even have content on their page. And that's what they do for a living. So how's that work? So if you were to give us the top 3 things that a videographer who's watching this video and they want you to put them on game, like we say, right? If they want to know what they need to focus on, what would be the top 3 things you would say?
I think you need to focus on your craft. If you invest on yourself, that's going to be the best investment. It doesn't matter what camera you have. Doesn't matter if you have the dopest drone, the dopest lenses. If you don't know how to work it and you don't know what to do with it, then you ain't going to do shit. Then somebody who knows what to do will probably blow you out of the water with an iPhone. Because they know how to work and they know how to edit it. So you need to learn all these techniques. You need to invest in yourself. So I think that's number 1.
Now, where can somebody go do that at? Where can somebody, if they don't even know where to start, bro, because that's the hardest challenge, right? Well, where do I even look?
All I can say is how I did it.
Right.
How I did it is I didn't go to school. I didn't sit down with somebody who already did it and they're teaching me how to do it. All I did is go out there and film and then bring it back and then try to do something with it. And I
you learned as you go. You did it by actually practice, right? Practicing.
And YouTube University helps a lot too.
Okay.
So sometimes I would see a dope transition.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, dude, how do I figure that out? And then I would find a video that would explain it. Sometimes it doesn't come out exactly how they did it, but it comes out to your style. So now you have another little tool in your repertoire.
Perfect.
But I think it's more about going out there and doing that. That's number 2, right? Go out there and film.
Try it.
If you're out there, if you're embarrassed, who's gonna see me? You gotta take that out of your. Because I started that way too. It was like, nah, pena, you know,
nah, tú pena no me conoces,
Nah, pero sí me da así como pena, como what are people thinking? You gotta let that go. You just gotta go out there. Even if you want to do photography, go out there and take your pictures.
If you guys ever see Abe recording out there, you're always gonna see him with some glasses where you can't even see his eyes. And I think he does that on purpose. That way you can't be seeing what he's looking at behind that lens.
Yeah, dude. Because you gotta, maybe a pretty girl passes by and I'm like, oh, wait, my bad.
What's number 2? What would you say number 2 is?
So number 1 is learn your craft. Number 2 is dejar esa vergüenza. You gotta get it, take it out of there.
So don't be scared to go out there. Make sure that you're not embarrassed. You just gotta go get it, right?
Yeah, you have to go do it, right? Because if you're not doing it, it's just a theory. It's like if you're not practicing the theory and not applying the theory, then it's just a theory and it's just words.
What's number 3?
Number 3, you gotta network. I think that's been my struggle a little bit. I'm good with networking, but sometimes I don't put myself in the situations.
Right.
So I need to up that.
You need to get out there.
Yeah, I need to get out there more. And sometimes I get too busy because of work, because of my own personal stuff.
Right.
Then I let that go. But that's probably my 3rd one, but the one I need the most personally.
So your network is your net worth. You're gonna hear that all the time, guys. It's not just what you know, but who you know. One of the biggest perks, just to put it out there. So Abe has been with me for over a year already. He's probably been the videographer that's lasted the longest with me. I actually started off with several videographers. I worked with a lot of different people, a lot of talented people. And I think the very first one that I started with is my boy Juan. Juan is a great photographer. He does all my listing photos till this day. I love the guy. When it comes to video, I personally really like Abe. If you guys see my videos, his edits, he already knows what I'm looking for. He knows what to capture, what not to capture. And he gets the whole vibe. A lot of what we're doing on the marketing piece, just to touch base on that, is when you guys are marketing, exactly what Abe said is what you guys need to do. You need to tell the story. You need to talk about what's going on. Not just what you think we want to watch. We want to know the whole story, how you got started, what happened. Part of the reason of this video too is I need to put on the inside of who's helping me out. So if you guys are into business, and it doesn't matter what business you're in, if you are looking to go ahead and start a type of business along this way, I met Abe because of his brother, who's an inspector that I work with. So that relationship led me to another one. You have to put it out there. I posted on a story and I said, hey, you know what? I'm looking for a new videographer. His brother hit me up and he's like, hey bro, what about my brother? Number 2, we sat down and we talked. So if number 1, 100% go out there, make sure you go after it. Number 2, what is the goals for Abe moving on, bro? What is 2025? What are we gonna do there?
So I started working on my resume.
Okay. Word.
Yeah. So
That's a big move.
I've never had a resume that was only on the video side.
Yeah.
My resume has always been my other stuff.
Right.
From before that, like sales and customer service, whatever. So I started working on my resume videos, video-wise, and I want to send that out to. I would love to work for like a team, like a sports team, and stuff like that. So I'll start sending that out. Also, eventually, I think I would like to have like a team, like you have yours, Big Block. I would like to have an Ablaze Entertainment.
So let's touch base on that, right?
Okay.
It's not Abraham. What's the name of the company?
So on IG and everywhere, it's Ablaze Entertainment.
What's up with the name? How you come up with that?
Ablaze. Everybody thinks, oh, you smoke weed. I'm like, I don't smoke weed. Or it's like Ablaze because it's Abe. Like, I'm like, nah. A long time ago, when I was like 20, 21. I was really.
You guys hear this guy? A long time ago when I was 20, he's putting his age out there.
Ya
está viejito,
yeah. But a while back, a long time ago, I was 20, 21, and I was really into MMA and all that whole game, and I wanted to start my own clothing line.
Got it.
So then I started even doing like some designs, and the name that I came up with was Ablaze. Ablaze means to be full of fire, full of light.
That's when you used to watch Goku and you used to say, "Hey, Super Saiyan."
Yeah, you turn Super Saiyan. Yeah. But yeah, that was the thing. I even did like flames on the arm. I never went through with it. Whatever. I left. I think I ended up messing up my knee and then doing some other stuff, and then I got out of it. And but the Blaze always stuck with me, and that's what I stuck in. Now people.
So if somebody wants to come and join your team, and they say, "Hey, you know what? I want to be part of under your wing. I see what you're doing. I see the type of money you're making." You guys don't know. My boy out here is a baller right here. He's making lots of money. So one of the biggest things, if somebody wants to come and join and they say, "Hey, you know what? I want to get started." What are the things that you're looking for in somebody who has to join your team? What are the requirements?
I mean, first and foremost, they're gonna have that ganas, right? Like that hunger. I don't like people that, because I've collabed with people in the past,
right?
And it's frustrating when either they're late or they're like very like nonchalant. They give me the footage like 2 weeks later, and it's like you're like hunting them down, like stuff like that. That's really annoying. So I want somebody who's on point, who wants to learn, and also if they have stuff to teach me, I'm always down to learn too, because I don't know everything, right?
Right.
And a lot of these young dudes are coming up a little bit different.
Right.
So a lot of things are more accessible to everybody.
Right.
So they'll have new game, they'll have new things. So I'm always down for that too.
So you're looking for somebody who's hungry. That's a go-getter. That's somebody that it's not scared to go out there. Is willing to put in the work. Mm-hmm. Now, guys, these type of opportunities don't always land. They don't always happen. I always talked about hustling, motivating what you can do, what you can't do. This is a full career that might be something you're passionate about. If that is you're listening to this video, shoot a DM to Abe. Abe, where can they find you?
So it's Ablaze, ABLAZE.ENT. So that's where you can find me. You'll probably run into some cool memes along the way too.
Guys, tap in. I really want to see Abraham's company grow. That's one of the biggest things that I like to do. I like to make sure my network, my sphere is growing. It's one of the biggest things. So if you guys want to be part of a movement that it's not stagnant, that it's not just there, but it's actually an opportunity for you to grow, shoot a DM to my boy. Let's get you started. Let's get you moving. Let's go. Till next time.